So I literally called Yasmine the other day. I woke up feeling as though I was like multiple feet penetrated into the ground.
Yeah,
I was on my death. Okay. I go out the house to go to, because I'm like, I need to go to urgent care. I can't even go to work this day.
No.
I don't have my keys. I don't have my car. My car's in LA. I'm stranded. I Uber. I leave the door to my house in my college house unlocked. Now I'm risking my roommate's life.
Yeah, you are.
They can handle it. One of them's from Alaska.
Okay.
I get an Uber. I go to an urgent care in Anaheim.
Oh, God.
It is stacked. This place is stacked. It's very busy. January 6 vibes. People are on top of each other. People are coughing.
Jesus.
It's very Caucasian. I asked the woman, like, hi, like, how long is it going to take? She says, minimum 1 hour. I'm like, that can't be done.
It needs to be now.
I need it to be now. I'm literally dying of mill. So I wait on an Anaheim street. I FaceTime you.
Yes, it's true. She did.
I lay stranded on Anaheim street. I'm waiting for my Uber. I go to my college's health center. Mm-hmm. I get there. I get tested for literally everything under the sun. Mm-hmm. I get tested for mono, strep 1, strep A, strep B, strep C.
All of them.
Every single one. Blood tested, pricked, prod.
Everything, the whole 9 yards.
COVID tested, even though she refused to COVID test me. I was like, I had COVID 2 weeks ago, but Jimmy Kimmel got COVID 3 weeks after he got COVID for the first time. So if Jimmy Kimmel can do it, so can I.
Oh.
But I didn't. I didn't have COVID. You know what I had? She said I had depression.
Oh,
and
wow.
exhaustion.
Yeah.
She said I was
that's on
exhausted.
burnout.
No. She said I was exhausted and depressed, and she told me to go home.
Imagine.
Can you imagine that?
What do you even say at that moment? I don't know what I would say.
I said, so what can you give me? And she was like, you just need to sleep.
And you're like, no, that's not enough.
So I told her I had this like thing once, like a few months ago, where I was filming and I like had no energy and I felt like shit. And then they gave me a steroid. And she was like, oh, like we don't usually just like give out steroids, like give out steroids. And I like made a joke where I was like, like I'm addicted or whatever. And she giggled, which I was like, that's kind of sus.
Problematic.
Like
Yeah.
this is
Scary.
literally how the opiate crisis started. Like,
But you are also like trying to finesse this doctor. Continue.
exactly. And so she's like, oh, like what are you up to this week? And I was like, I told her about my show and like how I'm going to Scotland or whatever. And she was like, oh my God, tell me about the show. Like, are you acting in it? Like was so into it. And I told her everything about it, how it was like a drama, gave her the full details. And like at the end of my story, she was like, you know what? We can give you a steroid. And so she
gave you the job.
She was trying to become your friend, and in that case, she was giving you prescription meds.
And I normally don't talk. Like I would never tell the doctor about what we do because I think it's so embarrassing. I think actors are the most embarrassing thing on planet Earth. It's literally the stupidest thing in the world. But I told her that because what did I want? I wanted drugs. When did I want it? I wanted it now.
Yeah, the bodybuilding community is shaking right now that you got steroids.
The reason why I have this much energy is because I am on a burst prednisone pack. And I am so excited to introduce our beautiful effing show. Shout out to that nurse practitioner in Orange, California who saved me. Hi, guys. I am Josie Totah.
Hi, I am Alycia Pascual Peña.
And I'm Yasmine Hamady, and you're listening to Dare We Say.
Guys, how do we know each other? Do we want to let the people into like our crazy lunatic
Yeah,
lives?
I mean, I met Miss Josanna in our sorority rush. Yeah, we were in a white sorority in Orange, California. And
R.I.P.
she became my little, and we just automatically fell in love. Fun fact, I actually said I loved her when I didn't even know who the hell she was, and she thought I was a mom.
Wait, clarification.
Truly,
First day.
I was scared for my life.
First day knowing Josie, you told her.
I didn't know her. I didn't know her name.
We were in an event setting. Picture
It's giving cult.
Picture a cult. Picture a
Sacrifice.
a gathering. Truly,
A sacrifice.
sacrifice of our moral integrity.
Yeah, it's giving
sororities.
midsummer a little bit.
Thank you for the picture.
Except
Yep.
it was mid-January. But whatever.
Yep. And I said, I don't know who you are, but I love you.
And I thought she was like a 50-year-old woman. I thought
Because
she
I look fucking 50.
That I knew that was gonna. Yeah.
All the Botox
You're
right now. I'm like,
I
kidding.
know.
I don't have any.
I truly thought you were a mom. And that's how we met. I think we literally talked about having a podcast the first time we ever hung out.
Because we can talk for hours and hours, and people will still listen because we're that attractive and smart and kind and all of that. And then during the pandemic, I was moving to LA after graduation.
Guys, by some beautiful surprise, I was not in the white sorority.
No, she
I know
wasn't.
that's shocking.
And Miss Josie kept talking about Alycia. I was like, who the fuck is Alycia? And little did I know she would become one of the most important people in my life. She was my roommate. She was my mom, my aunt, my grandmother, my little sister, my guardian.
All the things.
And they're everything to me.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think, like, people still don't fathom that we live together. Like, I think people think that I'm, like, saying that hyperbolically or, like, joking around.
Like, oh, you live near each other.
I'm like, no. We lived in the same house during the pandemic because I met the beautiful Josie Totah on a movie called Moxie. And then by some grace of God, we booked the same show together, like, unbeknownst to us. Like, I fully was auditioning for it, and I was just like, ciao, I need a job to keep me in LA so I don't have to go back to my 3 jobs and double major at my school. And Josie was like, wait a minute, I may be doing that. And I was like, girl, stop it. And I literally got emotional on the set. Fast forward, we filmed an entire television series together. And then I vowed to myself that I want to do everything in life with this girl. So then we live together, we travel together, we work together like for over 2 years. And now we're doing this together. So my plan is working. We continue to do so much together. And then her lovely light brought me to my baby daughter. Okay.
She would put me to bed sometimes, like physically.
All the time.
Tuck me in.
Do we want to let them know that, like, I think we can share. They're our family. I would sit in the shower.
Shut up. Yes.
Because she would ask me
fuck
to.
Off.
I would
sit. I have abandonment issues.
No, and it's okay because I love her that much that I would do it because I'm a Bronx bitch. You feel me? If I don't fuck with something.
She would sit on the toilet as I would shower, and we wouldn't talk. She would just be there.
Yeah,
to be fair, though, Alycia, you have a bench in your bathroom dedicated to visitors.
See?
No, come
you
for me.
shower.
Come for me. No. It's not while I shower. It's because everybody wants to kiki in a bathroom. You feel me?
It's the safest space.
I no longer have extra space. So when I'm getting ready, I want to kiki, whether I'm showering, whether I'm doing my makeup, people sit on the bench. It's like a park bench in the Bronx, feel me?
Yeah.
So,
Park bench in the Bronx in your bathroom.
exactly.
Watching people
Except it's from
shower.
IKEA.
Okay, it's from IKEA and it's great. And both of y'all have sat your beautiful asses on it. You're welcome. But all that goes to say, we're really close, guys. A little bit more than we should be. And we find ourselves having all of these peculiar conversations. And we find ourselves going in depth of things as crazy as like TikTok and trends and makeup, but also like the world that we're living in right now. So we thought we'd bring it to you with this little podcast.
I don't even have to speak because you guys just spoke everything about how we met. So yeah.
Sorry, I'm just obsessed with you. But Josie, I do want to hear from you.
Love.
Do you like love us or hate us? Do people want to know?
Yeah, I'm so happy we're friends. First night I ever hung out with Alycia, I discovered she has narcolepsy.
Undiagnosed, but
I've
yes.
never met someone in my life who could enter a person that she met a week ago, enter their home that they've never been to before, get into their bed, and within literally 6 seconds, passed out. And you want to know something? You got into my side of the bed that night. And if anyone knows me, if you've ever slept in my room before,
Her side is her side. There's no.
I didn't know. You didn't tell me.
I will wake you up. I will drag you out of your sleep and to tell you that is not your side. Shout out to Allison Taylor because she was, my friend from college was laying in my bed at my family's house. Her eyes were dwindling and I removed her kindly. I didn't remove you that night, and I think that's how I knew we were going to be best friends. Thank you very much. So you guys, we created this podcast because we have not been able to find a place that just has an outlet for substantive conversations, basically about things that we find important, such as like systems of oppression, like infrastructures, policies, but also like really important pressing topics like Dua Lipa's obsession with wearing her hair the same and never wanting to change it. Like those are things that are really important to us. And I remember Yasmine and I, we initially titled this podcast, we were like laying in bed in the pandemic and we came up with the title, and that was Let's Get Hard.
Let's Get Hard. We would have it as like the foreplay, like that'd be the beginning part of the podcast, the climax, and then the what is it? Pillow talk, foreplay, climax, and what was the last part?
I have no idea.
Like post nut clarity.
And anyway, no one wanted to buy that, so we had to sort of reposition ourselves and realize that the conversations that we wanted to have, we were having every single night in our house with our beautiful roommate Alycia. We were already having these conversations, and through the pandemic, we survived by having each other. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think?
I think there was so much that we talked about, whether it was like we even talked that day. Because sometimes during the pandemic, we were not in the best of places. Some days we felt amazing. Some days we felt like shit. And at the end of the day, we always had each other. And we had to have these topics, especially after such a monumental time that was 2020 in so many aspects.
We really experienced like turbulent times together, and it was beautiful to like have a collective and have community in each other. And I think it was really healing for all of us to come together and have frank, transparent conversations, especially because we are so different. You know, our opinions about certain things are very different. Our upbringings and our backgrounds are so different, but we were educating each other with compassion, and it was really beautiful. And then it was super interesting to have like other friends come into our life and hear our personal conversations and say, whoa, I learned from that. Like it happened all the time very naturally. So the fact that, you know, we're kind of birthing this baby of our podcast, dare we say, it feels really beautiful, but it feels natural. It feels like it makes sense. Because like what Josie was saying, like we're these multidimensional beings that don't always feel like we're being respected in our fullness in a lot of media outlets. So yeah, it's going to be really fun now bringing our personal coffee date talks and dinner table and talks.
Late night car rides.
Late night car rides.
The amount of times we've like talked in the car in Alicia's driveway until like 4 a.m. when we had work the next day 5 hours later.
Yeah.
The amount of drives we've been on, the amount of nights we stayed up literally sleeping together, holding hands. We would lay in bed until we fell asleep while we hold hands and would have conversations about the state of the world.
Yeah.
Now that's all going to happen here, except with experts and fun guests and fun games.
I'm honestly so grateful that first Crooked's giving us this opportunity, and
shout out Crooked.
I'm with you too, because I just wish growing up as a young Lebanese woman in today's world that I had something to listen to that taught me an outlet that talked about not only things like critical race theory and don't say gay bill and pro-choice topics, but it's also like we're talking about like how do you get the best wank? Do you text him or do you not? But it's like I just wish I had that, and now we get to make that on Dare We Say.
Yeah. It's going to be a really fun time. I'm like super grateful and excited. And it's going to be interesting having people now hear these conversations, because hopefully it allows them
to be a little less fucking stupid. Just kidding.
I was going to say a little bit more liberated and empowered, but what Josie said.
Also, I just want to make it clear that we want the people from the left, the right, the north, the south to be able to. We want
everyone. Megan McCain, I hope you're listening.
We want you to come and listen in a place of where we want to listen. We might not agree, but
we also might not be right all the time. But we
also
not might
going
not
to
agree
be.
all the time. We probably won't, because we're literally from different places, as Alycia said. So with that, you guys, I think we should kind of get into it.
Let's get into it!
So when we come back, we are going to be discussing the controversial topic of birthdays. Because, spoiler alert, it is our birthday week.
Woo!
Alycia is not.
Pew, 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 pew.
Not me.
Wait,
Yas
for you to
and
hold
Josie.
my hand.
But it is Yasmine and Yas.
The same week.
Leos.
And I'm turning 21. Watch out.
She is, and I'm turning 24.
30.
Kobe, rest in peace, babe.
Thought. Anyway, so it's also
I love him.
It's also our show's birthday. It's our show has just been birthed by C-section, or do you think this is a natural birth?
I think this was natural. No epidural.
Is it like
no epidural? I think it was natural.
Is it a pre-birth or is it right on time?
I think it was right at the 9-month mark.
Were we in the hospital or was this with a doula at home?
I kind of feel like we rented out the whole Cedar Sinai, like
we did.
West
Of
Wing
course
area.
you do.
Like I think
of course
Kylie Jenner style.
I think there were cameras involved, and I think all of our legs were like spread open.
Doula.
I literally rued the day that you give birth because we.
I want to go on Instagram Live the day I give birth, and I want everyone to fucking see it. I want it to be shown in all like sex education classes in 7th grade. I fucking love birthdays. It's something we all have in common. Everyone in the world, there's one thing in common, and that's a birthday. We all have them.
Every single day there's one.
Exactly. We sometimes spread love. We spread cheer. We spread kisses. Sometimes COVID. Get vaccinated. And so I just wanted to give you all some tips, tricks, and gifts from your favorite girlies of how to celebrate your birthday like a bad biatch.
Number 1, invite only hot people because you don't want to be caught with ugly people on your birthday.
Number 2, choose your roster wisely and always have a plan B and get it while you can.
Only do drugs that could be found on a Hilton daughter. And if you're going to do so, test them for fentanyl. Stay safe out there.
Number 4, make sure that you block that family member that always sends you something depressing on your birthday. Preserve your mental health.
Number 5, curate the dirtiest playlist you can.
Number 6, live carefree. live with the audacity of a cis hetero white man. Number 7, make sure that you get a good rinse pick. Abuela friend.
And a slutty pick for the close friends.
Number 8, pick fights with every single person you know. This is the one day you can get away with anything. Seriously, hit your grandma.
Number 9, don't pay for a single thing. Put the me in GoFundMe.
Number 10, schedule an hour to cry earlier in the day because there is no crying in the club, bitch.
Unless it's for attention.
And those are the top 10 ways to celebrate your birthday like a bad biatch.
Guys. It is my beautiful sister's birthday. You guys would be born the same week. Literally within
24 hours
I was going to say within the same 48 hours. That checks out. It is on brand for you guys.
24 hours in 3 years. So
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
I
Well,
wanna remind
we can include
3
that
years
fact.
older than me.
She's a baby. She's a little baby.
I'm an urchin.
Anyways, my Leo queens, I'm so excited to celebrate you guys. Well, I'm always happy to celebrate y'all because I love y'all. But specifically this week is a turn up. And Josie specifically, I'm sorry, I got really excited.
is she okay? Everyone,
I'm truly, did you just have a stroke?
Yes!
Your Honor.
Your Honor, I'm a freak, bitch. That's a Megan Thee
Yeah, I'm a
Stallion.
freak bitch. Handcuffs, leashes, switch my weave, make it feel like I'm cheating. Put on music, there's something to leave it. Never
That's
survive,
but I'm looking for a beating. Ding. Megan, if you want to come on the podcast, this is a formal
I'm
invitation.
obsessed. I'm
She
obsessed.
won't.
Okay,
She
back.
won't. We're not good enough for her.
Okay, mi gente, back to the studio, back to La Finca, back to where we're talking about. It's y'all's birthdays. How do you guys feel about your birthdays? It's a
I'm
question.
like, where the fuck is the question?
Yeah, it's y'all's birthdays.
I'm
Question?
trying to say it, but each time you guys fucking stop me because you don't understand me or I start talking
No,
loud.
but what? There's a question.
The question
here.
is, how do you feel about your fucking birthdays?
What does it mean to you?
Ay, coño, es el mismo fucking cosa.
Okay, so
Anyways,
right.
how do you guys feel about your birthday week?
Anyway.
Especially turning 21. That's
You
very
guys,
special.
Okay, so you know what's so
She
funny?
asked you a question.
I'm going to answer the question. I'm saying, how do I feel about my birthday? I'm turning 21, right? Recently, I was just kicked out of a bar a few months ago on my graduation morning. That was the first time that I was ever denied access from a bar. Do you remember that? You were there. You were there too.
At 6 o'clock in the morning, they kicked us out?
You know, we were kicked out. Why'd you think we left?
Because we had
because
to
it
leave
was
to
awful.
graduation.
Oh.
Oh.
We were kicked out.
Yeah, he came up to me and he said, "Are you 21?" And I was like, "No." And he was like,
Why
"You sh-"
didn't you lie?
Because I have my sister's ID
Oh,
and my
shit.
sister has her ID and my sister and I can't be. I mean, she looks nothing like me. She wishes. Anyway,
I knew
so,
it was coming.
We both were like,
no,
it's
but what I'm saying is, I literally went through all of college. I literally like didn't do anything illegal, but I always went to the bar with fake ID, so I'll never know what it's like to be in college with being 21. So to me, 21 doesn't really have anything to do with like bars and like nightlife and like alcohol and stuff, just because I've never really drank, to be honest, and that's just the truth.
She wasn't ever a drinker.
No, truly not. Yeah. But anyway, so about my birthday, I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like growing up, because I wasn't always allowed to be myself, I fully didn't get to like have like birthdays. Like I feel like I'm still like very much a baby, because like when I started becoming my full self, like what was that, like 4 years ago now? Like I feel like I'm like 4 years old. Like I feel like I'm having experiences that people have, you know, 10 years ago. I'm having it now. And I think that makes me stunted in certain ways. And it's honestly like sad sometimes, you know, because it's like, wow, am I behind? But it's also like beautiful because I get to like have this new perspective and start life. So like I'm excited, but I'm also like, I wish I had more of my teen years, you know, because I'll never get that back. Is that depressing? Maybe. But it's also the truth.
And that's okay.
And
That's a
that's
really
right.
powerful perspective. And I want to say, like, thank you for even just sharing that. Because I don't think people would think of it that way. I think people historically have always been told you have to be happy about your birthdays regardless. But sometimes you're not always in the best space. Like Josie and Yas, historically, how have you guys felt about your birthdays? Like, what are your sentiments towards it?
Yeah. So I've always loved my birthday. I'm a very, like, I love being the center of attention, shockingly.
That's the truth.
And ain't that the truth? And so I always built it up to be this huge.
The way you're gripping the mic right now, you have like a gorilla grip on that mic.
Don't say that. I used to love my birthday. I used to plan it like weeks and months in advance. I used to want to have like the biggest day. Like I always wanted to have like a non-summer birthday because I wanted like everyone to sing happy birthday to me in class and like bring cupcakes for the class.
Decorate your locker. We never got that because I had a summer birthday.
Exactly. We never got
Also,
that.
everyone's out of town in the summer.
Everyone's always gone. But I used to love it. And then I'm not trying to get depressing on everyone, but 2020 happened. And on my birthday, the Beirut explosion happened. And that was really hard. It still is for me because it's my whole family. We were supposed to be there on my birthday.
She's like from there, like that's where.
Like my whole family, like my
family's
home.
from
We were
Beirut.
we literally canceled our flight a couple weeks because it was the pandemic.
Right?
So in a way, the pandemic saved my whole life because the people in my building were killed.
Yeah.
I lost everything. I lost family members. I feel a survivor's guilt. I felt like I should have been there, and so I can't help but think that on my birthday. And it's so frustrating because I remember that day where and I'm not trying to trauma dump on you guys,
No.
but
Speak your truth.
well, you guys know this, but to our viewers, I want you guys to know that it's okay to not like your birthday sometimes. Or it ebbs and flows. Some years you love it, some you don't. It's just any other fucking day. And you get to choose to love it or to not.
for sure.
I think it's also who you surround yourself with. That is the most important thing because I had my friends and my family, and at that rate, all I fucking wanted was to be with my family because we wouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
So, and this year, and I remember Josie, Alycia, no matter, and also I didn't know Alycia at that time. We didn't meet before. Josie was calling me every hour. She was calling my parents. She called your parents reached out to me and like texted and called me. Alycia didn't know me and she sent me the longest message, and I knew like already this girl's gonna be in my life. But birthdays are just like any other day. It's up to you how you feel on that day to make it something special or something more low key.
Thank you, Yas, for sharing that. I think it's really important to like give people the space to feel whatever comes natural. Like, don't force it. And if I'm going to be completely honest, it's really interesting to hear your perspectives. I think that it's really fruitful to hear how you guys have conceptualized your birthdays. But historically, I haven't always loved them.
Why?
I just felt like people made them more grandiose than they needed to be. To be frank, I would get a bit overwhelmed. Like, also, my parents are phenomenal and would make miracles happen on my birthday. So, like, even though they didn't have the means to celebrate me, they would do, like, phenomenal things. Like, literally, like, for one year, my mom fundraised to send me on a school trip, which happened to be in London. And that was, like, my 16th or my 17th birthday gift. Because, unfortunately, my 16th, I was in the hospital as a result to lupus complications because I have lupus and rheumatoid arthritis. So, frankly, historically, I didn't always feel the best about them. But now, on the other side, I kind of adore birthdays. And I think it's
That makes me happy.
in part because of you guys, just because of community. I think I'm in a very different place in my life. And also, even when I wasn't living in LA and I was still facing certain adversities in my own personal life, shout out to our big mama bear, Shelly.
We
Shelly
love Shelly.
Shelly Furman is one of the most important people in my life. I would have not been able to move to LA without her. But anyways, she is, you know, almost double my age. And she kind of saw my sentiments towards my birthday. And she goes, absolutely not, baby. She goes, you celebrate each one. I don't care if you're not doing anything that day. But a lot of people don't make it to 25.
Yep.
A lot of people don't make it to 30. A lot of people don't make it to 35, especially as a Black woman, Black Latina woman. And honestly, all of us can share that. You know, we aren't a part of, you know, the majority of the population here in America. We all are a part of marginalized groups in a certain way. And because of that, there's targets in our backs. You know what I mean? So she goes, baby, you celebrate each one.
Yeah.
And she goes up, honey. And I've never seen anything like it. And I revel in it. And I think it is so beautiful. So I take that into each birthday. But, you know, I think it's this juxtaposition. Feel however you want to feel. If you don't want to see nobody, you don't see nobody.
Yeah.
But at least to yourself, even if it's internal, you go, thank you.
It's perspective.
No,
yeah.
that's important. We talk about birthdays honestly often. Like we
We
always
do. We
this.
always do.
We really do.
So fun fact, actually really sad fact, my grandfather died 48 hours before I was born. His literal funeral was like on my birthday or something. And that was like crazy town. And so I definitely feel like I've like inherited my grandfather's spirit. Is that weird to say?
No,
No.
it's not. Reincarnation's fucking real.
I feel like he's in me and he's like, what have you done with us? But if he's in me, that's sort of a problem. Anyway, all that I'm here to say is that was also a weird thing about my birthday too. But recently, I actually have been loving my birthdays. For instance, my 20th birthday, which I
Iconic.
famously titled the theme Sweet 16 X Modern Sex. No one understood why it was
Yeah.
called that.
We all wore black. There was a lot going on, but it was so much fun.
That was literally my Sweet 16 that I never got. Was that not it?
It was. We were on a party bus. I put on a show, honey. You were living your best life. Oh, Josie looked divine. Please go back to the Instagram
I have it on
pictures.
screenshot. I wasn't there because I was with family mourning, but I was screenshotting every fucking post of her on that party bus. She was the hottest person I've ever seen in my life.
Josie, I think that's also like such a great note about birthdays. Make it whatever the hell you want. I'm going to be completely honest with you, girl. I didn't understand what the fuck was happening, but I was living my best life, and you looked amazing.
Well, it's called modern sex because the woman finishes first, and that's why I wanted to make it
Yes,
modern
ma'am.
sex. That's why I wanted to make that the theme. I wanted the woman to be in charge, so I wanted all the women to feel very empowered. But that was like
but it was
such a
Sweet
thing.
16 too.
The people that came to it too, it was such tea. But honestly, it was very fun. Your birthday this year felt like we were planning like a White House.
We were planning
It was like the Met Gala.
It was the Met Gala, what they wanted it to be.
Okay, T, wow, thank you. Guys, I'm going to be honest. This is a PSA. I don't know what happened. We did throw a party together in less than 2 weeks, and I'm like, oh, I've never had a party like this.
A party? It was an event. It was a gala.
Exactly. I never had the means to do this. Why not? I was like, I just want to see all the people I love in one room. Beautiful community, collective. That's all that I'm about. I didn't think it was going to be this big. It turned out being like 350 people.
Shoved into like a meat locker of a really nice.
In downtown LA, underground. It was like I was living.
There was no reception.
It was giving. It was. There was
You
none.
couldn't reach anyone. There was
Not
fights.
a bar.
There was everything.
And I'm grateful there was no reception because I tried to drunk text like 5 different people.
Yeah, you did.
And not one went through. It was like I was in Berlin.
One of our-
Underground, latex, everything.
One of our friends made out with every man she saw that night.
Yes, she did.
And half of them were homosexual.
And it was amazing. It was such a beautiful night.
Which
There was
she
so much
later
happening.
found out. That was everything. I had never given so much for any one of my friends. Like I have never like truly
Over 10 people flew out. It was
there.
really
I didn't take any photos of my outfit because my outfit was partially non-existent. For that reason, I didn't want to be sued and or canceled. So thank God it was dark in there because I had no undergarments on and I just had what was a little cloth.
It was literally. It wasn't a cloth. It was a thread.
Dare we say a face towel?
Dare we
thread.
say just literally a thread, mesh might even.
Just going right
over the
crease.
nip, right over the buttocks crack.
Right.
And then fur boots. We can't forget the fur boots.
Literally.
Guys,
Broke the internet with those fur boots.
literally. You guys
The
made
amount of
that
DMs
night.
I got. Speaking of DMs on your birthday are such a thing.
DMs and posting. Okay, question for you both. And I'm being genuine.
Okay.
If one of your friends don't story you on your birthday, how does that make you feel?
I feel
care
nothing.
less.
Unless it was you, then I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
other than that, I don't care. Actually, is that true? If
That's-
we didn't post on your birthday, you would be like,
Okay,
that's
say your
weird.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed. I'm
okay.
glad you fucking said something, Josie. I'm
right.
glad you did. That's so you're
Right.
so full
No.
of shit. Alycia.
Actually, I'm not full of shit.
You're so
Because I
full of
wouldn't give a
shit.
fuck. One of
Yeah,
my best friends
right.
in the whole world, I'm not going to say who, she doesn't post.
Who?
One of my best friends
You
in
almost said
college,
her
there's
name.
2.
I
No,
know.
there's 2.
We already
I know
said
which
it,
one
yeah.
is, yeah.
She has never posted for my birthday. She never will.
Really?
I don't give a
Is
shit.
it just your birthday? Because I feel like she's definitely posted for people's birthday.
No, now she's trying to start fights. No.
I don't know if she has.
No,
posted,
she
but
she has
posts her
she has in
own.
the past, pero she didn't like post. And also, I didn't post for her. And everyone in my life knows how important that woman is.
Wait, so you unintentionally didn't?
No,
post
not
her.
unintentionally.
No,
I
I
just
said unintentionally.
yeah, like I just guess I didn't think about it, and neither should she. But she was with me the entire day of my birthday. I just don't care. I'm like, if we've spoken, it just doesn't matter to me. But I think maybe
Be honest.
I'm gonna be honest. Not you. Okay, just because you care if every single person posts about you is not the same for me.
But also,
But I'm gonna
sidetrack
say-
for a second. Isn't it insane how we literally measure a friendship on if someone posts or
See,
not?
that I don't
That's
do.
insane to me.
But it is insane. It is a part of the social contract. That is what I was going to get into. I think, unfortunately, there is like a social contract that you sign with certain people.
Yes, agreed.
So, for example, I feel like Yas and you and I, we post a lot. So, like, if we didn't post for each other, that'd be kind of brazy. But
People
like,
would be like, their friendship's
I
over.
most
Dumois
recent-
shaking.
yeah. But like, if Josie didn't post, I'd just be like, oh, she's busy. Your birthday? No, but for your birthday, I'll take accountability. For your 20th, I was with you all day and we worked. We worked in over like 16, 17-hour day. I didn't post shit.
But I actually don't care if someone doesn't post my birthday. You know why? Because I won't see it. I probably haven't
Me,
seen it.
Yeah.
if I don't post for your birthday, honest to God.
She would just be like, oh, that's weird, but she wouldn't care. Her and I are the same, I feel like.
No, I genuinely feel like I wouldn't be checking your Instagram on my birthday.
if I tagged you?
I think that it would be.
Yas is
I think I would be like, if you're posting other stuff and I happen to see it, yes.
Well, so I would be with you on your birthday, but that's besides the point.
That's what I'm saying. Like Josie and I for her 20th, I fully didn't post
And I
shit
didn't
until the
ca-
next day because
I
we were
didn't
with each other,
care.
and I knew she
But
didn't
I
care.
also don't care about other people. I only care about myself.
You say that as a defense mechanism because you care so deeply
much
about
about
people.
people.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. Don't let her fool you. She's actually one of the most giving
Okay.
and nourishing person.
It's a part of her brand. We'll let it
Anyway.
be.
Yeah, no.
How do you guys feel about turning 21 and 24, and how do you feel like other people are putting expectations on you about that, and what are your own expectations?
Yeah, I feel like this also brings up how different the generation was, like from our parents turning 20.
Could you imagine? They don't
And,
even know like the importance of birthday posts or any of that shit. Like none
no,
of this
because
matters.
this didn't exist
Yeah.
back then, and I also feel like age is so. Maybe this is because of me, because I literally go manic once I hear about like climate change constantly and think about like, am I gonna have a 50th birthday or are we gonna be dead because of the planet exploding?
Existential crisis.
Literally,
Yeah,
and
once a week.
I literally would cry in high school thinking about this, and I'm like, does any of this even matter? Because I don't know what's gonna happen in 20 years, but also that's maybe being depressing. But
No, but that's a valid
it's
notion.
I think it's turning 24. It's kind of like I'm ready for. Like I don't know what's gonna happen. Like some of my friends are getting fucking engaged.
Wild.
Like some of my friends are having babies right now, and I'm like single. I'm putting my career first. I'm on my like bad bitch
As you should.
motive right now. And that's so scary. And it's like everyone has their own timeline. I understand that. But I'm like, if Celine is getting married and having a partner, where's my ring?
I feel like people are like becoming mothers later now, which I love.
Which I love. Also,
Same.
people are deciding not to be a parent. And I think that's really important
Understandable.
too.
Yeah.
And I take fault. I used to judge people like women.
I used to judge people too if they didn't want kids. I'd be like,
But
why
I'm like,
don't
that's
you?
so stupid. Why do we expect people to have children?
Absolutely. It's absurd. And like, no, sorry.
Absurd.
Absurd.
Okay.
No, because I feel so.
Yeah.
But people are doing it older now. And
I
I
love
don't
that.
want to have a kid when I'm like fucking 64.
OT, okay.
I want to be a century away from my child. You know what I hate? I really have a problem with moms who are like, and I'm not coming,
She has a problem with moms, period.
I'm not going to say,
Go ahead.
Oh, she's about to.
okay, I just love that my mom speaks a different language than me. Not necessarily literally and figuratively, although she wishes she was fluent in our homeland language of Arabic.
Of the country of Arab.
Someone will literally be like talking about baseball. They're like Babe Ruth, and she's like Beirut. Where? What?
Beirut,
Yeah,
yes.
no. But my mother, I love that she doesn't understand a lot of me, and that's why I think the gap is important. Obviously, if you have children unexpectedly and you're forced into that, then that is a different story because that is awful. That's traumatic.
It's almost
and if
as
you're
if this
choosing to be a
country
mother
wants us
at a young
to do
age,
that.
then that is literally you're commendable for carrying on, your motherhood with that. I'm talking about people who choose to literally marry someone and to give birth at a very young age and to have a child, because I'm just like, that is weird. Like, you guys listen to the same music, like the same things. Like, I grew up my mom being like, I'm not your friend. I'm your
your
mother.
parent. Yeah,
I'm your
yeah.
parent. And don't talk to me like your friend. That's why I'm like, I want to be 80 years old. I don't even want to be your parent. I want to be your like ghost
Superior
from
person.
ancestry. I want to be visiting you from the past, coming in to like give you my words of wisdom. I don't want to get my nails done with you.
dead.
I don't want to hang out with you.
I do.
No, that's
I
an
do.
inappropriate relationship.
I think my
I
mom.
can't.
My,
We're all so
that's not an
different.
inappropriate relationship. My mom and I
is.
are so fucking different. But I have her name tattooed on my arm. Like, she's the most important person in my life.
No, I love my mom, but I also
But-
love that she's like on Mars. And
But
I'm
I
here.
love that my mom loves Dua Lipa. I love that my mom loves Rufus Du Sol. Like, that's
Yeah.
iconic. Like, I want to smoke with my parents, even though they won't do it with me. But like,
See, if I brought up weed around my parents now, I would literally scream and cry.
I know they would.
But I love that.
They're
Like, I love that my
everything.
mom listens to 60s music. I love that she showed me how to James. Like, I want her to
Yeah.
educate me from her generation.
Yeah.
My mom doesn't, you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. I do
And
know
then
what
I
you
have
mean.
my dad to kind of like, he knows who like Dua Lipa and like
yeah.
Charli D'Amelio and like, he's really in the know. But I love that my mom is like out of the loop.
Yeah. It's interesting, like, how, we put arbitrary timelines on, like, what decades are supposed to look like, or, like, 20s or 30s or 40s, or where you're supposed to, quote, unquote, be at an age. Because, like, oh, my gosh, have I had such a paradigm shift about, like, age and what I think I'm supposed to be doing. Because, frankly, this feels like an insane thought to share. But when I was younger, I thought by 25 I would be married.
Yeah.
And I would be having children before 30 because specifically coming from my culture and everyone that I knew, my mom had me fairly young. Like, she was always the youngest, and I loved that. You know, my mom, to this day, will twerk on the boat with us, but will also, you know, giving us her wisdom. You know, she's a very intelligent woman, but most of the people in my family, especially as Latinos, had their children pretty young. So I fully couldn't fathom at a young age people waiting and prioritizing their career and their mental health and establishing themselves financially to then wait and have children. So
I think that speaks to just not perpetuating timelines and just celebrating the fact that like aging is kind of a good thing, you know?
Yeah,
and like wherever you are is like where you are. And I think we should just embrace that and like the growth that comes with that. Don't you guys agree?
I completely agree.
We're all on our own timelines. Nothing matters. This isn't even real.
Wait, so speaking of like timelines and stuff, what is something that you guys even are like looking forward to with this next year, or like a birthday affirmation?
An affirmation. Well, this is a cute little therapy session. Okay.
I do this every single year, as you guys know.
You do.
My affirmation for my 19th birthday. What was that? It wasn't the validation thing. What was my 19th birthday affirmation?
I think your 19th was
Was it alone time? Like being comfortable alone?
comfortable being alone, not caring
No,
about
it was
people's
being
opinion.
present. It was being present.
That is what it was, yeah.
My 19th was being present because I felt that because of my birthday and because I didn't get to have these moments and because I would literally like sit in my dorm like every single day during like the warm months, which why the fuck was it so warm in 2018?
Climate
Global
change.
warming. That's why it was. And I would
Please.
literally not be able to go to the pool. And I was literally so sad. And I just wasn't present. I realized like, oh my God, because I wasn't my full self. I wasn't comfortable with myself. And I was like, I just missed out on so much time because I was dreaming of like, oh, when I get this surgery, when I have this experience, when I do this, then I'll be happy. And then when I got there, when I did all those things, I was like, I wish I would have been present. So my 19th birthday was to be present.
So then what's your affirmation?
Okay. So I honestly, this year for the first time, I'm very unsure about it. I'm usually very clear by now, but I think I'm going to have to go with raw.
What's raw?
What,
Like you're
what
doing
are
it
we
raw?
Like, I just want to be raw.
Lady Gaga's raw. What
Wait,
is raw?
like you want to be transparent and like just you?
I want to be raw, like the French film where she eats people. It's actually a good movie. Check it out. But no, I think I spent so much time and so much money on like hair extensions and like makeup and like all this stuff. And like, I just want to be raw. I just want to be me coming out straight the mud. Mother
real,
Mary,
raw, and visceral.
in the
Camp
way
rock.
that I'm supposed to be, because I feel like we're so obsessed with like making ourselves look certain ways, and I certainly am. I'm obsessed with looking certain ways. I was addicted to Instagram. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna say raw.
That's really beautiful. I like that, JoJo.
I think my affirmation for this year, or a goal rather, is to really live in my youth and not try to rush things. I constantly am like, I just need a rest. I'm gonna just stay in this weekend. I'm gonna like sleep more, and I think rest is so crucial for everything, but at the same time, I feel like constantly I'm missing out on memories. And it's not even about going out. I think also like traveling and making sure I'm prioritizing my happiness over everything, and I'm not burning my candle on both ends. That makes sense. I don't know if I'm gonna. So how would you guys say that? Like, what's the sentence? Just
Ho, happiness over everything.
I'm a hoe. Alycia, what about you? What is your affirmation?
It was the.
I know what
it was.
I know what I want Alicia's affirmation to be.
Text back more.
That's everybody's wish. I'm working on it. It's not going well, but we could add that. What do you want mine to be?
I want yours to be.
Wait, she should say what hers is, and then you say it.
Wait, I want Josie's first.
No, you say
Hers
it.
is ready. It's like it's out the fucking oven. It's baked. I want the chicken now.
Okay.
I want yours to be to let go.
Okay.
She wants me to care less.
No, I just said let go. That's different.
It is different. I will say
Wait,
that.
is that different?
It is. I
It
will
is.
agree with that.
I
To
think,
let go is
but I
to
think-
let go of the burdens, of the anxiety, of the stress, and to just let it exist. You're not saying that it's invalidated, but you're saying that you're letting it exist, but you're letting it go. I want you to let go.
Let go. Let God. Love. What I was gonna say for me, well, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a birthday one, but one that I've been saying for this year is like explore. I feel like has been the word.
And you have been doing that.
Thank you very much. I just like that has been the word put on my ears. Just like explore things. I think because I grew up as a perfectionist and conditioned that things had to always function a certain way. I didn't allow myself to feel like very liberated. Like I thank God in a lot of spaces I felt empowered, but I didn't always feel supported, if that makes any sense. So all that goes to say, if my word would be explore, like telling myself as Alycia, you can experience new things and you can put yourself out there and be a little bit open-minded in certain spaces. I think my mantra specifically for this year is like be willing to be bad at things.
Yeah.
Because like,
God forbid you be bad at something.
I know it sounds
It's human.
It sounds so ridiculous and so pretentious to say out loud, but it's just honest, and I'm embarrassed to say it, but like I like to function in a spirit of excellence, and I like to be in control in the spaces that I'm in, and it makes me really uncomfortable. Not like a control freak in regards to like what other people are doing, very much for me, because I'm all about people living in their truth. But for me, I like to feel like I know what's going on and I'm in control, and I think it's human to like not be happy when you're not in that space. So for me, my affirmation would be to explore and to let myself be bad at things and experience new things.
We're so excited for you guys to join us on this journey.
Yeah.
Whether you love us, hate us, want to kiss us,
or
do us.
Yeah.
We want you here. And that's our friendship, and we're excited for you guys to listen.
So we'll see you guys next week. We're out. Bye, guys.
Smash the subscribe button below to not miss a single thing of Dare We Say on YouTube.